I hate editing. I promised the guy I work with I was going to make a video, but I'm just going to do a nitty gritty. No editing, no script, off the cuff video. So this is a game, U-Boat, which was recently released. It was pre-released years ago, but they had the full release, and I saw it just a few weeks ago and purchased it. It's pretty in depth. You got to search for ships in the in the ocean. It's a big ocean, so you got to find them first. That takes a little work. You use the hydrophone on the boat to locate the ship. Once you do, then you have to attack them. And I had difficulty. I didn't understand what angle on bow was. Angle on this ship's bow, this submarine's bow, or angle on the ship you're going to attack's bow. And then I didn't know how to figure it out. And people said these videos you gotta take the protractor here, and you draw a line south, and then a line, and all this stuff. And here's the angle, and it didn't make any. It seemed so involved. And I was watching this some other YouTuber named Wolfpack. I don't remember his full YouTube name. He does it really quick, and he doesn't do any of this angle stuff. Anyway, so this is the map view. This is the view of the ship, and then you can go inside the ship. I keep saying ship, submarine. There's the crew quarters. There's the control room, the dive. Depth. And then over here you have the engines, diesel engines when you're on the surface, and here are the officers' bunks. I did go on a tour of the. I live in Chicagoland, and the Museum of Science and Industry had a submarine, and I always knew they did. And then after I got this boat, I realized, wait a second. And I looked it up, and it's a U-boat. They have U-boat U-505, which is very similar to this. But it's I think it came out 1944, 45. This submarine's from 1939. This is the first one. And really the only difference I saw was this wasn't exposed like this. The diesel engines. It was like encased. But you come in right around here. They have a little hole in the side of the thing. They cut out of the side of the sub. It's a full submarine inside the building. It's really wild to see. They have a hole cut out, and you look to the left and you can see these bunks. Actually, you pass by these bunks to get to here. And the thing I noticed is that they are very small, these bunks. I mean, they look bigger here, like they can let's go to the crew or something. So, like this guy's laying down, but you see he's not like fully stretched out. They looked even smaller than this, and they weren't all connected as one thing. So they're like, I don't know, 5 feet wide. I don't know. You couldn't stretch out and sleep in them, which was kind of interesting to see. Anyway, so I tried to test out the recording. It's not recording all that great, so it's going to be look a little odd. I tried to fix it. So anyways, I don't know much of anything about submarines. I've played train simulators and Microsoft Flight Simulator and American Truck Simulator, and now I'm on a submarine. Anyway, so let's get to it. All right, so I did track down this enemy. I'm going to pause it really quick. I did track down this enemy ship. We don't know what it is yet. I could look through the scope here. Go to the right, because he's to my right. Let's pause. Where are you? There you are. So he's 110, roughly 115 degrees. 115 degrees off my bow, which would be the same for him, but in reverse. So the ship is heading. He's going to the left. So we're looking at his port side. Port is the left side of the ship. Starboard is the right. An easy way to remember that is port has 4 letters, as does the left is 4 letters. So port and left helps you remember what side it's on. I'll pause again. Alright, so he's far away. But I'm also... I'm going to use the compass tool. This is roughly his course, which I mapped out. So we're roughly 4.9 miles away from his course. Right where he's at, we're 5.3 kilometers, I say miles, kilometers away. Okay. So, get rid of that. And I won't be able to get rid of that until I move. Okay. So I'm going at almost full speed. One speed slower than flank speed. Flank speed is full speed. So I want to get ahead of him. Head up this way, so he just comes out of view, and I'm going to turn inwards towards his course. I can adjust his course a little bit by moving this just that way. Okay. Alright, so let's do that first. I'm at flank speed, or 1 speed below flank. I'm going to increase the time by 48 times. So we're moving. Delete that thing.
Torpedo and tube 1 maintained.
Okay. Oh, one other thing. I'm playing at 17% realism. I only recently learned how to sink a ship, so I didn't want to play it any kind of realism settings because I really don't know what I'm doing. But okay, so let's go ahead forward.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Try to get it parallel to his course as much as we can.
Set a course to these coordinates.
So I'm right-clicking to change his course. Alright, we're getting ahead of him. Just wait till he gets out of view. The unknown ship, which I could have identified through the periscope, but I'll do that in a minute. Okay, now we're going to regular speed. Now we'll turn in towards his course. We're 5.4 kilometers away from his course. He's farther than that. We'll get to about there, and we'll submerge to periscope depth. I'm also going to put an engineer on the improved depth keeping, so that it stays at the correct periscope depth. We'll speed up again.
Switch to electric motors.
Now we have less of a view. Here he comes. Okay. So we're 2.2 kilometers in. We'll reduce the speed to forward 1. Which is slow, of course. And we'll get a little closer. We'll let him catch up.
Torpedo and tube 1 maintained.
Then from out there, we'll just stop and wait for him.
Stop.
Let him get a little bit closer. Alright, that's a little still far away, but I don't want to be rushed. Okay, well, let's take a look. So we go to the periscope. We'll raise it up a bit. And yeah, we're still on the ship because I had selected the ship earlier. Okay, so we have to identify the ship first. From here, I know it's an Empire Explorer because I at least know that now. I can tell this difference between that and the Empire tower. You got the Explorer down here on the left where the ship is, the tower, the Liberty, and you got tankers. So it is the Empire Explorer, so we'll recognize that ship. So now that we know the ship, we know how long it is and how tall it is. We can go to the velocity. We're going to use the A key, ASDF key to move. When it gets to the bow, this is the front of the ship, we're going to click start on the, I can't think what that's called, the stopwatch. And we're going to let it go through, using this line as the, how we have it, we have to go through to this line until it gets to the end. Alright, so as soon as stern gets over that line, We're going to stop the chronometer. Getting close. Stop. We're going to set it, and we know it's 7 knots. We'll call
Attack
that in.
parameters update. Target speed
We're
7
calling that
knots.
into the guy who's operating the torpedo data computer. The TDC as they call it. Okay, now we're going to figure out the distance. He's still quite a ways off. We'll do it now, and we'll do it again before we actually fire. Alright, so this, you use the Q and the E key. Get this a little higher. To make a shadow of the ship. And you use trigonometry. So you get the bottom of the ship equal with the very top of it. Which is right about there. We set that, we know it's 1,466 meters away, or 1.46 kilometers. Call that
Update.
in.
Distance 1.
Now these
4,
two items should
6,
stay
7
updated.
meters.
I'm not positive, but we'll check the distance again. So he's still 35 degrees off our bow. We want to fire when he's closer to 0 degrees. So it's a complete right angle to the bow, because these torpedoes are, even though I have the torpedoes set at like the easiest setting, so there won't be duds, or there shouldn't be very minimal duds. I still have want to get it to around 90 degrees just for practice. Okay, we'll open the torpedo tubes.
Torpedo and tube 3 maintained.
Again, the torpedoes are automatically maintained. I don't have to do that. That's not something, that's part of the realism thing. You have to maintain. An electric torpedo has to be warmed up. This is the second type of torpedo. They had the first torpedo, which used, I believe, compressed air. I'm not 100% sure, but it leaves bubbles on the surface, so you can see where the torpedo's coming from. Where the electric torpedo leaves no sign, they have no idea that's coming. We're getting closer, so we're now 25 degrees off their bow. Because we're looking at his port side. The angle on bow is going to be 90 minus 25. Now it's 90 minus, we'll say, negative 78 degree. So it's a negative number. If he was going towards, if we were looking at his port side, he'd be going to the right. I'm sorry, his starboard side. He'd be going to the right, and then we use a positive number. So yeah, so now it's at 80 degrees, but it would be a negative 80 degrees off his bow. I'm not sure if you understand. It's very simple. So off our bow, he's 20 degrees. Off his bow, we're 80 degrees. Looking from the ship towards our submarine. So angle on bow is off of his bow. We'll flood the middle torpedo because I don't know. I'm assuming that's the easiest one to reload. I don't know why I did the middle one.
Tube 2 flooded. Okay,
so down here you have the speed of the torpedo, which is 30 knots. It's the fastest this one can go. The other one, which shows bubbles on the surface, can go up to 44 knots. The depth I have at 4 meters. I did 4 meters because if you look down here at the ship, the draft is 8.9 meters, so roughly halfway down. And let's do the distance one more time. We're still 12 degrees roughly off of 0 degrees, which would be 90 degrees for him. So this is our bearing. We're 10 degrees off our bearing, not off the compass bearing. Yeah, okay. Let's take another reading of the height. I'm sure there's better ways to do this, or more. And his distance is now 1.26 kilometers. So let's call that in.
Distance.
Angle
1,
on bow
2,
is now
6,
95, roughly. Pull up the torpedo. It's ready to go. And now we got 97. Although it looks more like 96, 97, 98. Good enough. Okay, so let's fire.
Fire.
And we'll go to the map view and select the torpedo. See the torpedo coming out. And we're now following the torpedo. There it is. It's heading toward the ship. The ship is moving at 7 knots, so the torpedo's aimed obviously in front of him. It looks like it's going to miss, right? But he'll catch up to it. Yeah, I worked till 5:30 this morning, and then I I fell asleep by 7 when I got home, and I woke up at 1 p.m. and it's now 3:30.
40 seconds to
I was
impact.
dealing with some stuff that happened last night when I first woke up. Alright, so this is going pretty close. I was angling just under his stack there. So let's see how close I get. And oh boy, was I excited when I made my first. I couldn't figure it out. It took me like a week and a half to figure out how to fire the torpedo. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna be pretty close.
10 seconds to impact.
And I'm close enough. And that's a hit. Let's surface
Cancel.
Yeah!
They are sinking.
towards the ship.
Well done. That was a brilliant shot. You got another one.
He went down quick. There's wreckage flowing to surface.
Switch to diesel engine.
We're surfacing, and there we are in the center right there. Coming up, you see our conning tower. Alright, so we have some survivors right here. And we have some wreckage. So now I want to get towards the ship. We're still 1.2 kilometers away. Let's speed up and get in there quick.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Tube 2 loaded.
Oh, that should be close enough. Slow our speed and get back on there. Okay, so we're right near the life raft, lifeboat, I guess you'd say. And we'll click on here to see the wreckage. We have medikit, dried potatoes, vegetables, and grains. Because I'm playing on 17% reality, I don't do anything with the food. So I don't have anything to do with the food, so we don't need to collect that. I might have enough medkits. We'll look at the survivors. We're going to invite them on board. Let's see who we got. We got sailors, the captain, and the engineer. We're just going to take the captain and the engineer on board and leave the sailors. Now, if I was playing on more realistic settings, I could give the sailors, you know, some food or bread or whatever and wish them luck. But we're going to take the captain and the engineer as prisoners of war. And then we're going to send our radio message to headquarters that you know what we did. And that is basically it. I mean, very basically. I'm not in any way know anything about submarines. I did go to the museum and walk through an actual U-boat, which was very interesting. I tried to take a 360 video and it wasn't light enough. So I'm going to go back. The museum offers you can go in there, get in there free. I think it's like 20. I can't remember. It's 25 bucks normally, but on Mondays it's free if it's not a holiday. Mondays it's free. But then I'd have to pay to go into the submarines exhibit, which was like, I don't know, 20 bucks, something around there. And then parking was 22 bucks, so I'll probably take the train in and I'm gonna hit these guys.
All engines stop.
Take the train in. And I would show videos of my, not videos, but I took a couple pictures with my phone. But then I would require editing of this video, and I do not want to edit a video. I can't stand it. I'm going to run into these guys. Oops. Sorry. Let me turn.
Set a course to these coordinates.
So yeah, that's that. I really like this game. I do want to share how I track these guys. So that's when your surface, your line of sight is like that. The blue area here. So we could see that. Oops, yeah. So that's, you can roughly see 8.7 kilometers from the boat. The submarine, I should say. Sorry. But when you submerge,
Periscope depth.
it significantly lowers to
Captain, we're at
roughly.
periscope depth. Ready for surface observations.
Switch to electric motors.
Come on, roughly 5.5 kilometers. And when you want to listen through your hydrophones, you can do hydrophones from here. So this outer ring is how far the hydrophone. Here, get that outer ring right there, expanding right now, and you'll hear ship propellers moving. To take a really good reading, you want to go to 50 meters.
Dive to 50 meters.
Current depth 5 meters.
Stop the engines, so you're silent, and it really increases. Let's go down.
25 meters.
See how much it
55
increases.
meters.
And you want to patrol this grid here. That's our orders, to patrol this grid. So you go north to south,
Set a
or
course to these
the
coordinates.
vertical, because ships go east to west or west to east. And you travel at slow speed.
Slow
I usually do
ahead.
2.
50 meters.
Dive to 5 meters.
Current depth 5 meters.
It's automatically going to resurface when you click on this button here to take the hydrophone reading. Anyway, that's that. I'm sorry it's such a terrible video. But I don't like editing videos. Well, anyways, goodbye.